Tony, another 3 points and more importantly a clean sheet at home.
It's great having a clean sheet, but the 3 points is massive. You know, I think personally in terms of where we're looking to try and get to, or where you're hoping that we get to, you know, you've got to grind out results against sides like that, and they're a tough side. You know, the forward, the number 10 is very, very good, and they've got, you know, they're a lot different from when we played them away from home, and that showed. They battled really well, and you know, he's done something which I failed to do last season for Cammell FC, which was produce a side which was capable of competing at this level, and they're more than able to compete. We knew that they'd been to Skelmersdale and drew 2-2, so we knew what, you know, we knew that we were in for a tough ask. But in terms of the performance, no, it wasn't the best, but we battled and we ground out to win. And if you're looking to move in the right direction up the table, then that's what you've got to do. Yeah,
certainly the conditions wouldn't have helped out there, but the lad dug in, rolled the sleeves up, and
the conditions were the same for both sides. I just think we got a little bit of luck. We rolled our luck at times as well, but we got a little bit of luck, and you know, both keepers have had a busy day today, but we've, you know, thankfully, you know, young Craig, I'm so pleased for him. But you know, Jamie Enders was fantastic today. You know, he held it up well, he's played in different positions, and I just thought he was really, really good today, Jamie. And it's very, you know, I think one of the main criticisms I can have of myself is I don't praise Jamie enough as what I should do really, but today he was outstanding. I thought in the full-back area, Stephen and Freddie were I mean, Freddie Potter was awesome today, and so was Stephen Ferrigan. And I just think all over, I think we lacked that little bit of spark, something that Joe Evans or Aaron Bowen would give us, but we grounded out, and you know, that's a good confidence boosting win for the lads today.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Craig, obviously, who got the goal, but Jamie was on my list as well. We've seen a great bit of centre forward play from him on Tuesday night, laying off Joe Alt when he held the ball up for quite a while. And today again, more unselfish play, holding it up, linking the play, and he set up Joe Alt a couple of times.
We've asked Jamie to do that a lot more, and I think today he's done what we've asked of him. You know, he's our first choice. You know, and I keep saying that to him, he's our first choice. You know, and you know, teams are sniffing round, but you know, it was his first choice for us, and you know, I've reinforced that with Jamie. I think, you know, it's swings and roundouts really in terms of Jamie getting a lot of goals, because he's not, you know, he's done really well for us this season. 26 goals is a massive achievement for any striker at this level, especially a striker playing for Cammell Football Club, because you know, we were expected to do what we've done this season. You know, and it's a feather in his cap, and it's a feather in ours. Craig's come in, you know, I've got to thank Carl, because Carl Clamper, our reserve team manager, brought him along, and he told me he was ready, so he took his opportunity today and scored a great goal, and it's just persistence. I call him our wasp. It's like a wasp around a can of Coke in the summer holidays. You can't get rid of him, and he'll harry you, and he'll hustle you, and he's got an eye for goal, and he's unselfish as well, and he's going to be a player. Craig Kearns is going to be he's going to be a very good player, and we're going to keep hold of him for as long as we can.
I know Sid, our usual co-commentator, he refers to him as the lower league Michael Owen about him. He said he just knows where the net is, but he must be black and blue every week. He's kicked from pillar to post, and especially for the goal, he was kicked 3 or 4 times, but he just got up.
That's credit to Craig, isn't it? Yeah. That's just unselfishness, desire. And that's something that a lot of the lads have got there today, you know, and people will say to us, you know, you haven't played well. We haven't, but we've got 3 points, and that'll do me.
Goole have had very turbulent times of late, change of ownerships, change of squads, but that side now that the new gaffer has come in and assembled, they'll be all right, won't they?
If they play like that every week, I don't see them. You know, they'll cause a lot of teams problems. I'm just thankful that we've played them twice and took 6 points off them, because you know, they're gonna trouble a lot of teams.
Yeah, they're not a side.
They're not a side who'll be, you know, near the bottom, because they're a good side. And you know, but you know, when you're down there, you don't get the breaks, you don't get any luck. We were down there last year in a massive 6-pointer against Wakefield, and winning 1-0, coasting, and then we ended up losing 3-1, and it fell away from then. They've got a little bit more about them, I think, than we had last season, but you know, that's my fault. I keep telling you it was my fault last year, and it was. So, you know, he had more about him last year than I did. You know, and you've got to be critical of yourself sometimes, you know, because you've always got to remember where you started and where you're looking to go. And in fact, as far as I'm concerned, you know, it's been great for me this year. But, you know, next year, is it going to be as good? I don't know. You know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
We've Radcliffe, is it, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Next up, that'll be a tough game. I think we 3-0, was it? Joe Alt's debut.
It'll be a tough game, of course. It'll be a tough game, and more importantly for us, we have to. This is a game that we may have in hand on a couple of teams, and it's 11 left, I think, now to play.
Yeah.
11 to play, 3 in hand. If we win 7 out of them.
12, sorry,
is it 12?
29 before today. Today's 30.
Yeah, 12, sorry, yeah. 12. So 12 left. We've got, I think, 7 wins. 7 or 8 wins, I think we need. If we can get 7, then, you know, we've got to play out some of the big boys here. And they won't fancy coming here. And Tuesday night will be a massive game for us in terms of what the players want and what you all want to achieve. I think I've...
Do you want to achieve it?
Yeah. Great on my CV, wouldn't it?
Of course.
52 points.
Yeah, 49, 3, 52.
52? That says it all, the smile on my face.
Finally, so, a final goodbye, if you like. Azza and Joe jet off to Australia. They've been great so far this season, and I'm sure you'll echo my thoughts in wishing them all the very best. The players know how I feel about them, and you know, I'm a little bit of a wet towel when it comes to them, to the players, because you know, I want to protect them. They're my players, and they're our players. Sorry. And, you know, I want to protect them, I want to look after them, I want to make sure that they make the right decisions for themselves in terms of football, and I'm gutted really to see them 2 lads go. I mean, Aaron, you know, everybody knows, he's like a little brother to me, that kid. You know, and I'm going to miss him, I'm going to miss him dearly, not only as a manager, but I'm going to miss him as well as a friend, you know, because you know, I give Aaron a start in semi-professional football. I got him involved, and you know, he's repaid me by doing really, really well. And you know, I've known Joe Evans, but I've not known Joe Evans for long enough. But Joe Evans is another kid who you know, who for me I'd do anything for. There's not many people in football who've got their attitude. Not many young lads. If you want to come and see, you know. Joe may have his issues when he's arguing and moaning, but that's Joe. That's what makes Joe what he is. But I tell you one thing, I'd take 11 Joe Evanses and I'd take 11 Aaron Bowens any day of the week. And the reason why I do that is because when they signed for me, they made a commitment to me, and that commitment was to give 110% and do everything right by Cammell Laird FC. And I wish them all the best when they go, and I want them back when they come home. I'm just, you know, I don't really like to say too much because I get a little bit, you know, I get a little bit teary-eyed over it really, because, you know, I'll get some banter off the boys over this as well. I get some stick, but you know, I know these 2 will watch it, so I can just see Aaron emailing me saying, "Oh, Sul, I've had my head punched in by a kangaroo, or I've been buttered by a koala bear," you know. But they'll do really well over there, and the 2 cracking lads, and in terms of football, you know. They'll do themselves justice over there, and when they come home, they'll come back to us at Cammell Laird and they'll do us justice. I can assure you that that's already been agreed. So, good luck to them, and you know, I wish them all the best. And we move on to Tuesday, Tony. All the very best. See you Tuesday.